We begin tonight with an old story, although it's new for us. It's just that we could have done it a year ago or 2 years or 10 years or if we'd been around 100 years ago. Because way back then some folks decided to start a band. And as Ruth Ezell shows us tonight, it is a band that is still playing, still looking forward to its next concert and hopefully to its next generation.
They are the musical ambassadors for St. Louis's Moolah Shriners, and they're hoping to keep a tradition that's lasted more than a century alive. Here, the Moolah Shrine Community Band is performing before the start of a Shriners Circus show at the St. Charles Family Arena. Barry Hyatt is co-musical director. His late father was a band member too, which gives Hyatt a greater appreciation of the group's history. Hyatt shared some of that history with us just before a rehearsal at the Moolah Center in Maryland Heights.
But this band was formed actually as an orchestra in the turn of the 20th century. Here's a picture in 1904 of the founder and the orchestra. The founder's name was Henry Hap Falkenhayn. He was a music educator. He started this band and actually orchestra. There were, as you can see, there's violins for the band. And as time went on, because the Shriners started having so many parades and so many functions, and the Shriners Circus, the Moolah Shriners Circus, they decided they needed a marching band. And in those days, most of the men were young enough that they could march. This band, by 1924, had as many as 150 members. At that time, they were all Shriners, and as you can see, an enormous amount of musicians were in this band. Here is another picture, and this picture is 1947. Still a very, very large contingent of musicians. Many of these musicians were music educators and were professional musicians, some symphony musicians. This is Henry Falkenhayn, the founder, and this is his son, who later followed his father's footsteps and became the music director of the Shriners Band. He was the band director in the 1940s and early 50s at University City High School.
It goes without saying, the band has a lot of marches in its repertoire. But these musicians also play Broadway show tunes and many other popular songs. Clarinetist Roger Fagerberg, on the left, says they have one of the largest libraries of band music in the St. Louis area. Fagerberg joined the band when he became a Shriner in 1972 and served as band director for 10 years. He dug into the sheet music files to show us a classic work, The Washington Post.
By John Philip-Sousa. John Philip-Sousa was a Shriner, was a Scottish Rite Mason and a regular Mason too. And so he wrote a lot of music for the Masonic organization. And Washington Post was not written as a shrine number, but it was written as a very popular number. It was a number that was used as a two-step back in the early 1900s.
Thank you very much, everybody. Maestro, hit it. Here we go.
The band's schedule always includes an annual performance at the Shriners Hospital Mini-Circus, which is held for patients unable to attend the regular Shriners Circus. The hospital provides treatment for children with burns, spinal cord injuries, orthopedic conditions, and cleft lip and palate free of charge.
To see the smiles on these kids and gives you a lump in your throat when you see what these poor little kids have to go through. But they're brave, and we make them happy.
But the band is not happy about its dwindling ranks or its aging demographics.
The youngest person in the band, who's a Shriner, I think he's 62 years old. All the rest of us are well over 70 and 80.
So Roger Fagerberg came up with the idea of extending membership in the band to non-Shriners, including young people and women, and making the group a community band. Those musicians are not allowed to play at private Shriner functions, but can perform at circus events and other public venues. Concert tuba player David Hyatt, that's Barry's son, has performed off and on with the band since junior high school.
Be a lot of fun, you know, if you like to play, a lot of family events and things like that that are fun that you can bring your kids to.
Passing the baton to younger generations is a serious mission here. And these instrumentalists, like all steadfast performers, believe the show must go on.